Greetings, welcome to Into the Text. My name is Reed. Today we're going to be looking at Jesus turning water to wine. I recently had a conversation with a friend of mine who stated that Jesus didn't turn it to literal wine, he turned it to grape juice. And I don't believe that, but I'm going to take a quick look through my Logos software here and see all of the usages of wine and see if any of them could be translated or thought to be translated as something other than alcoholic wine. So we're going to take a look real quick at Luke 2 verse 9, where it says, when the head steward tasted the water that had been turned to wine. All right, there's the word wine. We're going to click on wine real quick, and we're going to click on word study. And we don't need to worry about the Hebrew right now. But if you want to take a look at the resources that translate the Greek into wine, I will scroll through these nice and slowly. You can take a look at it. We got the Tyndale with Wycliffe Encyclopedia. You got the Oxford Dictionary of the Christian Church, etc. Vines right there. HSBC Concordance. A bunch of resources here all say wine. All right, let's say bye to that. Let's look at specifically the Greek. This blue diagram here is I think it's oinos. I don't know Greek, so I'm gonna butcher these names. In fact, it's the only one I'm probably gonna even say. But let's look at the most commonly translated here. All right, so the first one is in Matthew 9:17. And this is gonna be repetitive, so this is gonna be pretty quick because there's a lot of the new wineskins and old wineskins verses, but we're going to take a look at it here real quick. And no one pours new wine into old wineskins. Otherwise, the skins burst and the wine is spilled out, and the skins are destroyed. Instead, they put new wine into new wineskins, and both are preserved. Now, the thought could be that new wine would be non-fermented, meaning it's still juice. It hasn't been fermented. But if we look down here, this little yellow one, we're going to click on it. It says, but others jeered at the speakers, saying they are drunk on new wine. So culturally at that time, new wine would have been alcoholic. Because why would they specifically say they're drunk on new wine? All right, let's go back. All right, so there's the wineskins. There's more wineskins. We're going to skip through some of these. Find the next section here. All right, never drink. Okay, now we got in Mark here, they offered him wine mixed with myrrh, but he did not take it. This would be the crucifixion, I believe. And then in Luke, he must never drink wine or strong drink, and he'll be filled with the Holy Spirit. That's talking about John the Baptist. So he's not drinking alcohol. He's going to, yep. And then that's back to new wineskins. My wineskins here. For John the Baptist did not come eating bread and drinking no wine, and you say he's a demon. Yep, so didn't drink alcohol. You're calling a demon. All right, and then in Luke, talking about the Good Samaritan, he went up to him, bandaged his wounds, pouring oil and wine on them. You don't pour juice on a wound. It's not going to do anything. But wine can disinfect. The alcohol can disinfect. So we have wine on them. So it's the exact same word, ionis. And then when the wine ran out, Jesus' mother said to them, they have no wine left. Right? Yeah, wine left. Right? And when the steward tasted the water had been turned to wine, not knowing where it came from, the servants had drawn it. Boom, 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 boom. All right? And then everyone serves the good wine. So we have different modifiers here. And we have good wine, and then we have cheap wine. Right? Now, if we go back up here, so we have regular wine. We click here. This is going to talk about another modifier, sour wine. I believe this word here that denotes sour would just be a modifier for the wine, saying, describing it as a sour wine. And then you click here, cheap wine. So we have regular wine, sour wine, cheap wine, and new wine. Drunk on new wine. So for me, it's pretty clear that it's wine. But yeah, if you want to think it's juice, that's cool. But I don't think the cultural significance there. I think it's obvious. But yeah, tell me what you think.